Welcome to Mondays with Coach Rice. It's a brand new week, the sun's shining bright. A chance to cast your net, step into the light. Life's full of challenges, it's a winding stream. But with Coach Rice, you'll find your dream.
Happy Monday and welcome to Casting the Net, where we care about your mental health and well-being. I am your host, Coach Rice, and today I have a very special guest. Her name is Dr. Raziya Swan, and she is a naturopath educator. I am super excited about dialoguing with her, and I know you will be too. So let's see what she has to say. And so, Dr. Raziya, tell us, where are you from? And how what made you decide to go into this career path?
Okay, well, my name is Raziya Swan. I have a doctor in naturopathic medicine, in original medicine, and my journey into naturopathy was a long one. It actually began 14 years ago when I was suffering from severe allergies. And I had been suffering from severe allergies for over a decade. And it was, it was really bad. I was really, I didn't know anything about natural remedies or naturopathy. And I just had been suffering for a long time. I was walking around with medications. I had often taken trips to the emergency room at my local hospital. It was terrible. And this went on for years. So sometimes I would have really severe flare-ups that made my throat swell. And at a few points, it was life-threatening. So it was very scary for me. It's very scary for my parents at that time. And this was like probably all during my 30s. And so believe it or not, after about almost 10 years of suffering with these severe allergies, I met a health educator. And that's really where it began, because she saw all my suffering, and she was looking at me and how I was living my life. I was traveling with medications. I was going back and forth to the hospital. And to me, I thought that was normal. I was like, okay, well, I have severe allergy problems. My mom has allergy problems. So, it's just genetic. This is, I just accepted it. And I think a lot of people do. So I was really just happy to go along with my life and, be on medications. And when I had really bad flare-ups, just go to the hospital.
So you accepted that part.
Yeah, I did. Okay. And I was just living in this cycle, just not really resolving the problems. They're just going in a cycle.
Okay.
And meeting her I think she was the one who really just made the light bulbs go off in my head. And she just said, you don't have to live this way. And so it was that moment when she kind of took me under her wing and started teaching me, like just coaching me, like health coaching me on improving my health, my diet, my lifestyle. And that was it. It was like I started taking her natural remedies classes, and it's just been a path of learning and growing ever since. So it's been,
wow.
So it really has been just 14 years of studying natural remedies and growing, to the state where I am now. And last year I graduated with my Doctor of Naturopathy degree in original medicine.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Question for you. When you were going through that, which was, I'm sure, horrific, how was your mental health during that time?
I think my mental health was really, really good. Actually, I think that I was, like I said, because I had a genetic predisposition. To me, it was no big deal.
Normal.
Yeah, it was just this was just the way life went. I got it. You know how people say, I got it from my mama, or I got it from my
right.
daddy.
I hear that
And
often. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that was it. I was like, okay, well,
It's
it's just,
hereditary.
yeah, it's just right. I just got it. No big deal. Just live with it. It's just a part of life. I honestly didn't know any different. And it's so strange because I think that was truly God like stepping into my life and really causing this big shift that totally put me on a different path. I mean, it was so um, life changing. It really, really was. And I'm like, wow, what? Like now, sometimes I think, what would I have done had I not had that epiphany? So
Right.
yeah, it was really
That had to
amazing.
be an amazing feeling of hope when you
Yeah. So,
ran into her.
and I was like, wow, okay, well, it just opened up a whole new avenue that I had never explored before, and that was natural healing. So
Wow. And so, what, how have you helped other people in that area?
okay.
Or like what
um,
diseases have you dealt with?
well, I have worked with people, goodness, like for example, while I was studying and doing my naturopath degree,
Mhm.
I had people who I was just helping for free and, just practicing on and just friends and family, just helping them. My parents, I would do like some hydrotherapy treatments on them, or they were my guinea pigs. My friends at work. I really had fun with them during while I was studying, and
Okay.
then after I got degree, sorry, last year I ended up working with a man who had different types of arthritis. And
Hmm.
I that was a really, I mean, that was like my first real, I would say, professional naturopath experience. And I got to work with him for about 2 months. And after the 2 months was over, he was just absolutely thrilled because he had an 80% reduction in all his pain levels. He had lost weight,
Wow.
his fitness levels improved, and he was just over the moon. Yeah, and it was like,
That's amazing.
yeah, it was such a successful experience. And then I've had some more experience after that. Like at the beginning of the year, for a couple months, I worked with another parent. Her son had kidney problems, so
Hmm.
worked with them for another 2 months. And again, when I finished working with her, she was like, "I need you to talk to my family." She was just like she was just
Wow.
amazing. And yeah, so those are two examples of people that I've worked with and just had really great experiences. And just it's just really encouraging, when you have something to give and not something that people are really thinking about, regularly. We weren't taught to think this way, you know.
That's true.
So it's really eye opening to really share people that, hey, you don't really have to suffer like this. Like you don't really have to be on the journey that you are. Just with some simple life changes, dietary changes, some changes in your habit, and you can be on a different path and just have a different quality of life. So that's really one of my biggest fans, and this is one of I really am thankful for this one friend that I have. One of my colleagues at my job, she was the one who I was like practicing on during my while I was doing my doctorate, and she also raves, about she's like, oh, well, here's the real deal. So, I really had positive feedback from people that I've worked with, and it is very, very encouraging. Of course, as a beginner naturopath, it does take time to be heard and to get your message out there. So I'm learning to just have patience with that. And right now I started a children's program this summer, just working with children and educating them on natural remedies. So this is a summer camp that I actually started today, and but the first day was like such a success. So
Wow.
yeah, they were like, "See you tomorrow." So I'm really enjoying my first year of being a naturopathic doctor, and just enjoying it, enjoying the ride.
Congratulations on getting your degree.
Thank
And for the
you.
sake of like I don't want to assume that everyone knows what a naturopath doctor is. Can you explain what that is compared to
Okay,
a regular doctor?
okay. Well, a naturopathic doctor will help you to reverse your disease or manage your disease using natural means. So that means without medications. So usually with herbs, with different treatments like hydrotherapy treatments. You'll have some naturopaths who even use the Chinese remedies or Ayurvedic techniques, which is common in the eastern regions. So you'll have like people doing iridology or Reiki. I don't really do that, but I know of some naturopaths who use um, some more Eastern
Okay.
traditional therapies. Yeah.
Okay.
So with me, I will basically use lifestyle intervention. So diet and lifestyle. I will also use hydrotherapy methods and herbs, just different herbal teas, herbal formulas, different things like that.
Now, with diseases that are, so many diseases out.
Mhm.
Um, how do you do? Is it do you have diseases that you just don't mess with that are
Um,
off limits?
I wouldn't say that because
Out of curiosity.
no, I wouldn't. I would not say that at all. Because once you tackle the diet and you start to get into what we call cellular repair,
Mhm.
once your body is in a state where the cells are repairing, it doesn't matter what disease you have, you are going to benefit from cellular repair because all the cells in your body are repairing. Once you know how to do that, once you know how to repair cells, once you know how to detox your body, and once you know how to live in a way that is that is towards optimal health, you are actually you will heal every single disease. You will benefit no matter what disease you have. So of course, with my clients, I usually take a very deep dive right at the beginning. So we would talk, you have at least an hour of consultation where I'll ask
Okay.
a lot of questions because I really would need to know just everything about him. And usually within that consultation, I can usually identify the problem. So
Okay. Now, do your
yeah.
clients have to do blood work and
What I would do, I would say if you have blood work, I mean, a lot of times they will just tell me what their medical doctor has told them. And once I
okay,
know, so once I have that information, we can go for. Of course, it makes it way easier. So I will tell, and sometimes I will tell them, hey, go get a nutrient panel test or get your iron tested, or you know. So yeah, so those tests are really good. So I won't discount them at all. I would definitely say they are helpful. Any type of tests that can help with diagnosing, that is excellent. And usually when people come to me, they already have their medical diagnosis and they want
okay,
a natural approach instead of a medical approach.
instead of the medical
Right.
approach. So if you having hypothetically inflammation in your knee and someone comes to you for help,
Mhm.
what would be a natural source versus them taking ibuprofen?
Well, first of all, I would have to find out what's the cause?
Okay,
Why are your knees inflamed? Is it because you had some type of trauma? Did you have an accident or fall? Then I'll check the diet. Is it your diet? What are you eating? Are you eating an inflammatory diet?
okay,
Is your stress causing the inflammation? So I would really have to sit down with that person to identify all those points to really find out the cause of why their knee is inflamed because it can be a different reasons. And then once we identify what that reason is, okay, now I have a clear picture of why your knee is inflamed, and then we can tackle it. So
awesome.
it depends. And
It depends. I got you. So you do that pretty much with any disease that someone comes to you about.
right. But it does take a lot of research, like just really talking to the person for a very long time because I need to know their lifestyle. I need to know, their sleeping habits, their eating habits, how they're handling their stress. What are they doing during the day? Are they moving during the day or are they sedentary? It's just so many different factors that contribute to disease. What type of work do you do? And is it appropriate? Are you a workaholic? Or are you the opposite, completely lazy? Because neither one is good. So helping people to bring balance to their body is really the goal. Your body craves homeostasis. And,
Yes.
and some people really don't realize how out of balance they are until they sit down and have a conversation with a naturopath. And then they can discover, okay, yeah, well, maybe, and then once you have that, usually when I have that first consultation, like there are lights that go off, for me as to what is wrong and what is actually causing the problem.
Do you think it's better for them to seek help before they get the diagnosis?
Yeah.
Preventative.
Yes, and prevention is key. And even with like I have a health program, a health coaching program, and I tell people, even if you would like to join my program as a prevention, that is even wonderful because, like you said, prevention is better than a cure. So if you can get on a program where you're actually learning how to master your body and heal naturally, you're on the way to actually preventing disease instead of coming to me for to reverse the damage,
Right. Damage control.
Exactly.
And so, what health program do you utilize to
Okay.
help your clients if they
Okay.
was to come to you as a health coach?
Okay. So what I do, I offer a free masterclass, and my free masterclass is entitled Debunking
And you
Auto.
definitely have to give me that link. Yeah.
Okay. So it's entitled Debunking Autoimmune Myths, Reversing Your Chronic Disease Without Medication. So my masterclass is really geared towards those who have chronic disease issues, and then it really takes a deep dive into autoimmune disease mastery. So I tell people, if you have an autoimmune disease, you're the perfect candidate for my program. But my program is also excellent for any person who has any chronic disease issue because the underlying problem is the same, which is cellular damage. When your cells are damaged in your body, you have disease. So
Right.
it's just a disease in different forms, right? So I tell people, you come into my program, with chronic illness, you're coming to repair cells and bring balance to your body. It's only gonna be of benefit for any condition that you are coming with. So that's what I tell
Right.
people. I have a free masterclass which is completely free. People just have to ask me for the link, and I will send the link. And then usually, if they're interested and they want to go further, then just watching or listening to the masterclass, then they can book a free consultation.
Awesome.
And then after the consultation, they still have a choice to opt into my mastery, my autoimmune disease mastery program, which is also really, really good for anyone who has any chronic disease condition. So I'm really, happy to offer, everything that I have to offer as a naturopath in this way.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. I
So I
love
am,
it.
yeah. So I try to just meet people where they are, and who doesn't like a freebie, right? So it's like, okay, let's give them something free, and let's just give them little tasters, right?
I
So
would say who don't like natural remedies.
well, that
I
too,
love a
exactly,
natural remedy. Do
exactly,
not give
and
me medication. Do not give me medication.
yeah, and
I'll take a natural remedy any day.
I mean, you're very much like me, and like I said, I'm just so glad that I ended up on this path. It was almost like I stumbled on this path, and I was
Wow.
like, it's got to be divine.
Your life has not been the same since, right?
So, so like I said, I stumbled onto this path, and I just ran with it, like literally ran with it. And now I just try to help everybody. I just, I'm just having fun right now. And like I tell people,
That's
like,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, I'm in my 50s now. And now, I guess now that I'm getting older, I'm like, okay, what else do I have left to do? Like, like I really want to make a difference during this time in my life. And of course, as people get older, they think about mortality, they're thinking about their legacy, they're thinking about how they're
Yes.
going to be remembered. Like I'm at that stage now. I mean, it came fast, but so I'm at that stage now, and I'm
And you
like,
look so young, by the
hmm,
way.
yeah. So I'm thinking about, okay, what do I want to do with this portion of my life? Where I've already seen, 50 plus years now. Okay, now what? Yeah. So to me, just having that in the back of my mind is even making me it's just inspiring me to do more to help people and to help them to wake up and have that light bulb moment that I had. I wish I had that light bulb moment earlier in life. And which is why I'm trying to teach children, um, natural remedies now because here I am with severe allergies. I had autoimmune disease. I've had chronic pain issues. And I'm just like, man, if I knew um, what I know now at an earlier age, I could have avoided all the trauma and suffering that I went through. So my
Right.
goal, yeah, so my goal now is to really impact the young people. I mean, impact everybody of every age, but especially the young people so that they can actually avoid, coming to, I mean, like just, I mean, when I really think about the time when I was suffering with my severe allergies and, my throat swelling up, and I just remember when
Right.
I couldn't swallow, and I remember one time I couldn't swallow for 2 hours, and
Wow, I can't imagine.
yeah, it was an experience never to forget. So I remember, you know, um, my daddy rushed me to the hospital. I couldn't swallow. My throat had swelled up. I was having a severe allergic reaction. And I just remember spitting. I just constantly having to spit because I couldn't swallow.
Right, you can swallow, right.
Yeah, and honestly, I like that experience was so scary. And of course, that's when they kept me at the hospital because they had to monitor me in case my airway closed.
Right.
So having to go through that over and over, like who wants to go through that?
That's true.
And,
You're right.
I mean, nobody. And you know, like I said, that was 14 years ago, and ever since
Wow.
yeah, and all I had to do was just change my diet, change my lifestyle, and in the 14 years since then, I have never had not one. I've never had one single allergic episode.
Wow.
Yep.
That
So
is amazing. And I'm sure people are looking to deal with these allergies because most of the time it is what they're eating, right?
mhm,
And a lot of times that they really want to get rid of the allergies, but they take medication to mask it
mhm,
versus if there's a natural way to do it, why not?
yep. So I mean, my life really shifted, and it was like I mean, it was like a miracle. Honestly, it was like a miracle because like here I was carrying all this medication around, and I'm saying to myself, wow, that once I changed my diet, I was like, wow, this is really over. Like it's over. It was over, and then like
Wow.
months went by, and I was like, no allergies, no nothing, no need of medication. I'm like, oh, this is for real. You know,
It's
I'm like,
over. You're cured.
yeah. And I was like, well, what else can I do?
Right.
I wanted to know more. I wanted to hear my whole family. I was like gung ho. So excited.
Oh yeah,
And
that would make me definitely get a degree if I went through that. I definitely understand.
I'm like, okay, well, what else is out there that I need to know?
Wow.
Yeah. So
So
that was really how the journey began.
wow, that's amazing.
Mm.
You have an accent. Where you from?
So I am from Bermuda. I'm Bermudian.
Okay, I
Yep.
knew I was like, okay, awesome. So tell if you can give the audience one piece of advice, what would it be?
um, one piece of advice.
I know you have a lot.
Exactly. Um, well, the one thing that I would say is one of faith, really, um, because I am a firm believer in God, and I would say put God first. That would be my first my first piece of advice, and
Great advice.
trust God and have faith in God. Honestly, that is the first piece of advice I would give anyone. And know that nothing with God, nothing is impossible. And
Ah,
I am a testimony of that. I do value, I truly value my faith in God. And I truly believe that the things that we call impossible are truly not impossible when you have faith in God. Because
amen.
because the journey that I am on, honestly, I would have never thought was possible.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so you definitely have to send a link. How can the audience get in touch with you?
um, okay. So I am on all over social media. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. So you just look for Raziya Swan ND. Yeah, and they can just find me on social media. And usually that's where people find me mostly. Like everybody is on social media. So you can find me on social media. I also tell people my email was raziyaswan@gmail.com. So that people usually contact me that way, or sometimes they'll call my business cell, which is 1441-537-6397. So those are my the public way to contact me. That I will give clients that information.
Well, I would definitely would love for you to make sure you get me those links because I would love people need to actually be able to get in touch with you. You know, I don't know how many people I know look for a naturopath doctor,
Yeah.
an actual naturopath doctor. So it's nice to have you in my Rolodex. So glad, so grateful you and so honored that you were able to come on my show today. And I just want to thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And to the audience, if you feel like this was helpful, please do subscribe to my channel because I'm always having some amazing people on. And also share the podcast with your friends who's looking for a natural way to heal. So, with that being said, I would like to say thank you so much for joining us. And we are signing off.
It's your time to shine. Your journey to chart. Coach Rice wisdom will heal every heart. So join us now. Let's make life suffice. Welcome to Mondays with Coach Rice.